Netflix put out a movie called Bright with Will Smith. Now, Will Smith in the movie with Netflix, this is epic. And Netflix had to give him $100 million. So I was like, Bright coming out, gotta see that because it might bright up my life. Might be the brightest thing I done seen in a while. Then I watched Bright. Bright is about Will Smith as a cop with a orc thing as a cop. And they trying to like fight some like magical stuff. It's like the Lord of the Rings meet Bad Boys 2 meets Training Day meets A Terrible Idea meets Lady in the Water meets... This is what would happen if M. Night Shyamalan directed a cop movie. When the movie started, this movie had promise. Then Will Smith had a mustache through the whole movie. And I was like, y'all already starting on the lower end. Then they introduced 6'5", 280-pound Shrek-like things with 8-ball haircuts, like no hair on their head, and they was wearing gold chains with jerseys that said number 72. Who was in charge of wardrobe the entire movie? Who said this is how gangsters dress in 2017? I don't give a damn where you from. Who was that? I need to know. And then the whole movie, they was chasing the top half of a lightsaber from Star Wars. The whole movie, like, never really made no sense. Then they kept saying the Dark Lord is coming. The only Dark Lord I know is the bad guy from Southport, Dark Lord Couture, whatever his name was. The one Cartman was riding his shoulders. So they ain't never showed him. Then they had some elves in the movie, like the Lord of the Ring elves, but in business suits and stuff. And I was like, there's no negative you can give this movie. Like, if you like this movie, I'm pretty sure some people was like, oh my gosh, Bright was so groundbreaking and earth-shattering. Yeah, this is the kind of movie that, like, literally break the ground. If you was to slam it on the earth, it would shatter records for, like, what the hell was this? I just want some Will Smith checks. Like, cast me in a movie. I could have played the orc. I ain't even need no makeup. The entire movie, I was like, listen, some hydrocortisone will clear that right up. And then they had some fairies in the very beginning. I was like, Tinkerbell. If Tinkerbell had a husband and he drunk beer and was abusive, this would be Tinkerbell's. And then they had gangsters from LA. Like, it was nothing stereotypical about the Hispanic gangsters in the movie at all. Like, one had a bunch of tattoos on his face that made no sense. He was in a wheelchair. He showed his boo-boo bag. At one point in the movie, on the side of his stomach, he showed a boo-boo bag. I ain't even giving away no sport. When you see it, you can be like, that's a boo-boo bag. I had to get this a rating on a scale. I don't even think it would weigh because they have to have weight to be weighed on a scale. The only thing bright about the movie was the one in the movie made no sense, had no fluency to the movie. I sound like a film critic right now. I'm just a fan. I'm a comedian and I'm a fan. I ain't no critic. Now, I don't know about the background and the artistry of the movie. I just know they couldn't dress. They used 3 scenes. Will Smith mustache looked like it shouldn't have been on his face. The entire movie, it was some unnecessary cussing. And it was like all the actors showed up and said, we gonna try not to act in this movie. We gonna try not to be convincing. But you know what? We gonna do some convincing stuff by not being convincing. I wouldn't go see Bright with my eyes closed. I wouldn't put this. If you want to Netflix and chill, she gonna get up and walk right out the building. Ain't gonna be no Netflix. You probably gonna go Hulu and chill. I wouldn't like take Bright off the program right now. Put it on the on one of them free channels on cable. Like the channel go shh, and you can barely see the TV. Shh. Put it on that channel. This is up there with the Wild Wild West in my Will Smith type. And it's like, one thing for sure about a Will Smith movie is one thing, it's some guaranteed things in life. He gonna play a cop. He gonna have like a heartbreaking monologue type moment. And he gonna have an old lady that can produce him a mixed child. It's my 2 cents.